So the focus of the presentation will be on investing in Mauritius and also what offers investment opportunities. Just to give you a snapshot about the Mauritian business environment, I mean, as all economies, we have started in back in 1968 with being a very agro-based economy, and over the years we have evolved into an industrial and services-oriented economy. And you can see the trend that has been adopted and how government is now moving towards becoming a high-income economy. So these are also highlighted in the Vision 2030 of this government and also in the actions that we are taking. And there's a lot of focus now on our export strategy and on innovation. So you can see that over the years there has been constant improvement in the different sectors and activities and also moving more towards the investment, how to make the economy more investment friendly, and also the business facilitation part. Just some masters for you to see. So from the industry, how the economy moved into the industrialization. You had the tourism sector, the freeport and the offshore coming up, and also the ICT and seafood sector. So these are some of the economies that have helped, some of the sectors that have helped the economy to move ahead. And now in 2017, where we are now, even the Board of Investment now will be moving towards becoming the Economic Development Board that was announced in the budget. The bill is already ready and it's on the National Assembly website also, that is going to be discussed in the Parliament. So that will set out the objectives, the mandate of the new Economic Development Board that will be existing, and that merges Enterprise Mauritius, that is the responsible for export promotion, the Financial Services Promotion Authority, responsible for the promotion of the financial services sector, and also the Mauritius Africa Fund, that is more involved in the special economic zones that the government has in Africa, in the 4 countries where they have signed government G2G agreements, and the Board of Investment as well. So these are the 4 institutions being merged into a single one, being the Economic Development Board, with a new mandate focusing more on the economic planning. And also you have also seen in the budget that there's going to be the SME Mauritius and also the blueprint for the financial services sector, and also it also emphasizes on innovation and intellectual property. So in terms of the business facilitation, there have been some amendments, and also the Board of Investment has been working a lot with the different governmental agencies, and there has been lots of improvements in terms of how to start a business. Now with the registrar of companies, this can be done online in 2 hours. Yet it is very good that people do test the system, but this is what the registrar of companies says. This is happening. There will be a e-licensing project that is also in the pipeline, which is being worked together from funding from the European Union. So that is something that the Board of Investment is also involved in. In terms of the different indicators of the World Bank, that is paying taxes also, so there are new changes happening. There's also a very fast track system for VAT refund, because operators complain that the VAT refund, because that is a lot of cash flow for them. And so there is a fast track system where if your refund for less than 2 million rupees, then you can have it within a maximum period of 15 days. So that is something new that has recently been implemented. And also in terms of the single window for applications that where the single permits are being given online for certain of the different institutions. And also in terms of registering property at the level of the Registrar General, where they have come up with a new computerized system, and that was funded by the Mauritius, the Investment Climate Facility Fund that exists in the region. And also in terms of the processing and issue of construction permits and utility connections, there has been some improvements in terms of some of the projects where you don't need clearances from the Central Water Authority, CEB and all that. So there has been some implementation, stuff like that, changes in the recent budget. In terms of Mauritius also as an investment climate also, in terms of the fiscal incentives that are provided, but coupled with that there are other factors that has to be taken on board, because we meet various investors, and the main idea, the main issue that they do tell us is the quality of life also, in terms of infrastructure development, connectivity and all that. So there are other factors apart from the fiscal incentives also that are taken on board. Now, in terms of the corporate tax of 15%, the recent budget has also announced that for all export-oriented companies that will be exporting goods, the taxation rate will be 3% for all goods that will be exported. It's not restricted to manufacturing, because in the Finance Act it's stated that the company will be charged 3% on their export of goods. So that is something new that has been introduced in the budget speech in terms of giving a boost to the export industry also. And in terms of the companies in Mauritius, so you can be 100% foreign owned also, and but you need to have a resident director. And in terms of the different infrastructures that we have in terms of the logistics platform, the free port, and also the port and the airport. So Mauritius has received some accolades, international accolades in terms of the global competitiveness, the ranking are there, just to demonstrate that we are also in line with some international trends and factors, and that is being kept on board. And also first in Africa in terms of doing business and in terms of economic freedom. In terms of our bilateral relations with South Africa, because South Africa is a key market for us, and we did recently an investment promotion mission to Cape Town and Johannesburg, and which was also last year. It's become an annual event for us also to work together with the Financial Services Promotion Authority and to target the South African investors for investment in Mauritius. And you can see that we do have for the occupation permits more than 2,500 people in Mauritius, and most of them are professionals working in Mauritius. And also you will see that we do import a lot from South Africa, and also we do export to that country. And in terms of the connectivity also, we are very well connected to 24 weekly flights. On the occupation permit, I think this is Christelle, and we have already addressed some of the issues, but the changes that we are having is that for occupation permit that is issued at the level of the Board of Investment with the PRU, the minimum investment that you need is 100,000 USD. But the change that is happening is that now with the new Finance Act, this minimum initial investment, we will be needing only 25,000 USD. And the balance of the 75,000, it can be equivalent in new machinery, that is high-tech equipment that the company can have. And all the other criteria in terms of self-employed, the professional, especially for the ICT sector, which is 13,000 rupees, it stays the same, except that you now have one new type of category of investor, that is the innovative investor, that is where the minimum investment is 40,000 USD, coupled with at least 20% investment in research and development. That is something new. And also in terms of the permanent residence in Mauritius for 10 years, the criteria has been spelled out. I've got my colleague from OP Unit who is also here, Zubair, and Nausha from the Global Outreach, which who can provide more information on the occupation permit. And also the investors who have invested amount in a qualifying activity of more than 500,000 USD. So these are also can apply for permanent residence. In terms of acquisition of property, that was also very well explained in Christelle's presentations. But the new amendments that has been brought is that there's acquisition of property of apartments that is prior to, whether the value is more than 6 million rupees, where non-citizens can purchase that. And also you are given a residency permit for all luxurious residential properties in the property development scheme, smart city or IHS, where the value is more than 500,000 rupees. For those who are less than 500,000 USD, there's no residence permits. The scheme going for the retirees, that is the minimum age of 50 in Mauritius. So retirees will come on residence permit, they are not working. And these people, there has been a change in the budget. So instead of 40,000, it's been reduced to 30,000 USD, and that is monthly transfer of 2,500. And these people can acquire residential properties and also likewise in residential care homes. So these are new elements that have been introduced. And also in terms of research and innovation, where the government is putting government practice, so there will be such a biotechnology institute that will be under the Ministry of Agro-Industry that has been funds that earmarked by the Tertiary Education Commission for research. and also the innovator occupation permit. The other interesting thing where they're focusing a lot of innovation is for companies, we call that the innovation box regime, where companies involved in innovation-driven activities would be entitled to have 8-year tax holidays. So these are new things that have been introduced. In terms of our connectivity, so we do have a well-connected Mauritius with all the different fiber optics and all that, and also so there are amendments that are being brought to the Data Protection Act also to be compliant with the EU directive. So these are things that are happening, and that was announced also in the budget speech. In terms of infrastructure for Mauritius, because we put a lot of emphasis on the modern infrastructure, be it at the ports or the airports, so these are important for the country's development. And from the, usually we are having more than 3 million passengers coming to Mauritius, and there are plans to further develop the infrastructure at the airports also. In terms of the port, we do have projects going on at the Mauritius Ports Authority, and also all of these port development activities are geared towards encouraging more bigger ships to come in the port, and also to have more cruise passengers and also more vessel traffic. So these are some of the projects. I'm sure all of you must have heard about the Metro Express. That is very interesting to hear. And also the road development projects that are being done in Mauritius. And the Corridor City and Highlands that will be developed. The first phase is going to be the administrative part of it, and then there will be the other parts that will be developed. So that is all under the lens group that is looking after these projects. So to go back to our investment plan, major investment activities, Mauritius with its preferential trade agreements, we do have market access to more than 26% of the world population. So you can really see our partnership with being part of SADC, COMESA, and RBC, and the EPA. Now with Brexit, the challenges that do offer for sugar and other textiles products and all that, but the government has come up with some temporary measures for the speed to market scheme that has put into place for giving air freight discounts to the amount of 40% for the period of 2 years to all those textiles companies that are exporting to Europe. And that has also been extended to other activities, other products like the jewelry and also fruits. We do have the US market also. So these are some, and there are some agreements that are under discussion in China and with India also. We do have a free trade agreement with Turkey and Pakistan. So these are also trade agreements which are being negotiated. I think the Indian one is something that was on hold, but the discussions have restarted. Hopefully it will end by this year. In terms of the manufacturing sector, we do have new measures, that is a 3% corporate tax. We know that the manufacturing sector is the major contributor to our GDP also, and highest employer. And there is a new focus on attracting high value-added goods in Mauritius. So definitely there is an emphasis on the pharmaceutical sector. In the previous budget, it was announced that the pharmaceutical village will be set up. And in this budget, the land has been earmarked in Mauritius. 10 of the land has been earmarked by the government. And also, there is going to be an 8-year tax holiday for those companies who want to come and set up for the pharmaceutical sector in Mauritius. And also, this 8-year tax holiday has been extended to medical devices. Presently, we do have 7 companies in Mauritius doing medical devices. And this is a sector where we are promoting all these high-tech products. So these are sectors where we are encouraging more investment in Mauritius. The speed to market scheme that is provided to textile has been extended to the jewelry, medical devices, and other agricultural products. And also, we do have the registration duty and land transfer tax that are being removed. That's in this budget for qualifying high-tech manufacturing activities. So in a nutshell, these are some of the incentives we provided. And in terms of the investor who wants to locate in Mauritius, you need to have the facilities, you need to where to set it. So there is a new Richelieu Business Industrial Park, which was the Extreme Fair one, where the government has taken back the land. And this land has been, there was expression of interest for our manufacturing and logistics warehousing activities to be be located there. So this is an area near the port which is being developed to cater for such type of activities. And also we do have different industrial parks around the island also. Service lands also private and those managed by Lands Group Mauritius also. So in terms of the freeport and logistics, we do have a freeport regime that is in Mauritius, and we have clear zones where we do freeport activities. The companies are subject to corporate tax, and also you can have manufacturing activities within the freeport, but there are some restrictions and conditions that goes with that. But also at the level of the EU, there are some discussions going on because the last budget was announced that we'll be moving from a freeport to a free zone. And there are going to be some changes, probably in incentives that are being proposed to the freeport operators. But this has not yet been finalized, but it is in due course. As the EU is more focused on removing the ring fencing regime for Mauritius, so as to have a better integration of the freeport and non-freeport activities. So you can see we do have the freeport zones that is located near the port and the airport. So we do have the private freeport developer that does the warehousing logistics activities to his own account, and the third party freeport developer who provides the infrastructural facilities to the operators for rental and also to do the activities. And you can re-export. But basically the freeport is more a logistics platform for export purposes and to more value-added work in the freeport. In terms of the agro-industry that we do have in Mauritius, we have a problem of land, and the agricultural land is not enough. Most of them is occupied by sugarcane. In the recent budget, the government also came up with a food processing development certificate, so regulation is being worked out for the food processing. The whole idea is for Mauritius to position itself as a value-added manufacturing country, and also to encourage more resources, because we don't have all those raw materials in Mauritius. To get all those raw materials, do the processing in Mauritius and do the re-export. So that is something where we are working, and also we are encouraging more the global value chain. It can be an intermediate product, it can be a final product that can be produced in Mauritius. So the example I can take is the one of Jeetah, where they get the cocoa from Rwanda, you can get the sugar from Brazil. So why not position Mauritius in such research activities where you can export to the region? And also we do have the technology-based agriculture. Following the visit that we had in South Africa, there has been a lot of interest for vertical farming in Mauritius and also for hydroponic projects. So these are things that are already happening. And also there's a lot of focus on biofarming. But this scheme is open to Mauritian operators also, and government is putting a lot of emphasis on biofarming. But there are opportunities in terms of the agro-processing, in terms of having biofertilizer being manufactured in Mauritius. In terms of property development, I'm sure you discussed about that. So we do have the investment portal scheme, we have the property development scheme, and the smart city scheme. So these are based on the concept of work, live and play. And also, I'm sure you've gone through that on the different information on the different regulations. We have regulations for all these. We do have guidelines also. If you want to set up or purchase a property in these schemes, because non-citizens are allowed to purchase in these schemes. These are more in the property development sector. In terms of the financial services, we do have the Financial Services Commission Authority overlooking this sector. And there has been, in terms of our main focus, is structuring companies in Mauritius for investment in Africa. So there's the Africa Business Center of Excellence also within the Board of Investment that is looking up to that, and also the Mauritius Africa Fund. So in terms of the financial services, the budget also announced the elaboration of a 10-year blueprint. So that is something that is being undertaken, and also there will be amendments to the different Companies Act, and also in terms of the human capital requirements for banks, which has been raised to 200 to 400. This is new, the fintech. So there is a lot of focus on fintech also in Mauritius. And we talk about the regulatory sandbox license also that the Board of Investment is empowered to issue. So we have one regulatory sandbox license that has been issued, approved by the board, and that relates more to the license for crowdlending platform. more. And just to give you a snapshot is that there are other 3 projects in the pipeline. So basically these are all projects that you do not have the regulatory framework in Mauritius, but it sets the base for new projects, innovative projects to come up. But then at a later stage, the ministries, agencies can come up with regulations for that. And all the other 3 projects that we have are in the biotechnology part of it, the blockchain technology, and also we'll have 1 project on field competition bond. So these are things where the regulatory framework doesn't allow for it. But the majority of projects that have been received at the water investment relates to fintech. So that is something new that's happening. And the budget also has also announced the setting of a fintech association. So that is something that is going to be included also. So in terms of the Mauritius Africa strategy, we do have the Mauritius Africa Fund, which we say, and this is also being merged in the new Economic Development Board. And we do have RPPs, entities that have been signed also, and we do have the Board of Investment has 3 offices in the different embassies in India, in France, and also in South Africa. So we do have a representative for the Board of Investment in those countries, together, working together with the embassy. And in terms of the social economic zones, there are 4 countries: Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Madagascar. Well, the government has signed G2G agreements, and we are also working with them to encourage more investment in those special economic zones. So the Mauritius Africa Fund is the one leading on this initiative. So these are the offices that are already found. So in a nutshell, I'll try to give you some information more about the updates on the investment plan in Mauritius, the different sectors of activities, and I'll be free, available to provide you any information that you might is here. So we are here to provide you any other information that you require depending on the specific sector of activity, because when we do the facilitation part of it, so you can come and meet us and discuss your projects. We can advise you on what are those procedures, criteria that you have to go through for your implementation of the project. So it depends on a case-to-case, because some projects will need EIAs, some projects will need other clearances. So we are here to guide you and provide you all the assistance. So thank you for your attention.